Welcome. We're going to be reviewing linear equations in one variable. Just as a disclaimer, the SAT and PSAT are a registered trademark of College Board and is not affiliated with anything listed here or any of the products associated with the Geeking Out on STEM service. When we're talking about introduction to linear equations, oftentimes students or instructors have reviewed this topic before in the classroom, and that's okay. What we're doing is reviewing the concept as it relates to the digital SAT and ways that you could see the question in a format that might not be easily accessible or understandable to students. So let's first overall understand that for the digital SAT, the linear equations are in the form ax plus b equals 0. Please note that in this equation itself, the value of A and B are numbers and X is your variable. So that might seem confusing, and that's okay. Let's review it more in detail below. So there is a sample equation here. In this sample equation, you see what are called constants. So the constants are numbers in red here. And it's important to note that constants basically are your numbers, and these numbers are not associated with a letter. So they're by themselves in this equation, and that's why they're called constants. Usually they're separated by what's called an operation. So an operation is a symbol such as an equal sign or a plus sign or a minus sign. These are all forms of operations, and they separate constants when it comes to equations. So they separate those constants there. Now, if we look further, we can see that there's something standing on the outside here, and that is called a term. A term is when you have a variable, so that's the letter, such as x, that is associated with a number, such as 2, that instigates or is involved in, I should say, multiplication or division. So, for example, when we see the value of 2x, we see two things here essentially. We see a number, 2, that is attached to a variable, x, and it is joined together by a multiplication or division sign. And in this case, that is what it allows it to be a term. So because you have at least one variable and you have one equal sign, that makes this an equation. Now, you might see the term inequality here. Inequalities are very similar to equations. The only difference is the equal sign here. We will discuss this further in a later video. However, inequalities are symbols like greater than or less to symbols. So they're not really equal symbols. Instead, what you have is a less than, greater than, or less than and equal to, or greater than or equal to symbol that allows it to be an inequality. So that's a brief overview of what a linear equation is. Now let's talk about solving linear equations with simple addition and subtraction based problems. So the point of solving linear equations is to isolate the variable by itself. So the point is to keep the variable alone. So let's try to solve this problem together. So in this equation, you see x minus 5, I should say plus 5, equals 9. What you're trying to do is make sure the variable x is by itself. The way that you do that is by completing the opposite sign and moving everything over to the other side. Basically, the goal is to keep the variable by itself and move every number to the other side. The way that we go ahead and do this is we complete the opposite operation. So since it's plus 5 here, I'm going to go ahead and subtract 5 on both sides. And the reason why we could do this is plus 5 minus 5 equals 0. And so they cross each other out. You want to do the same thing to the opposite side. What you do to the left side, you have to do to the right side of the equal sign symbol. 9 minus 5 is 4. You bring the equal sign down, and then you have x. So that's how we get x equals 4. This is for addition and subtraction method. Now let's take a look at when we're talking about multiplication and division. I want to preface this by saying that addition and subtraction are opposite symbols of one another. So multiplication and division are opposite symbols of one another. Keep that in mind when solving equations, and this will help you solve problems better. For example, when you have an equation like 3x equals 12, you're going ahead and saying that we have multiplication on the left side. And that means that the opposite of multiplication is going to be division. You want to go ahead and isolate the 3x equals 12. And the way that we do that with 3x equals 12 is we're going to go ahead and say we have our operation, which is our equal symbol, and we have the term 3x, but we want to isolate the x by itself. The way that we do that is because this is multiplication, we want to do the opposite of multiplication, which is division. So we bring everything over to the other side by dividing both sides by 3, therefore isolating the x by itself. When we say x equals 12 divided by 3, we can further simplify this to 4, and that's how we get x equals 4. So that's how we complete that method. Now, if we want to combine both methods, we can go ahead and do that to solve linear equations as well. So let's try that together. When completing that, we're going ahead and we're saying that the new equation is 2x plus 3 equals 11, where we want to once again isolate the variable by itself. That is the goal. By doing that, we have to say to ourselves, what do we complete first? We always complete the step of multiplication and division last, and first what we complete is addition or subtraction, because we are isolating the term by itself for this specific equation. We can do that by tackling the 3 and the 11, which don't have any variables attached to them first. So we can go ahead and complete the opposite operation, which is subtraction, and say that 11 minus 3 is 8. Bring down the equal sign and bring down the 2x. Now we have 2x equals 8. Great. We want to still isolate the variable of x, so we're going to complete the opposite sign. So because we have multiplication here, we're going to divide, which is the opposite, both sides by 2 to therefore isolate the variable. When we do that, we get x equals 8 divided by 2, which is equivalent to 4. Perfect. Now that you've completed that, we can go ahead and complete our next quiz. Let's try to complete that together. I want you to take a moment and read the following equation, or following question, I should say. Solve the equation below and find the value of x minus 3. And there is an equation listed below. 5 parentheses 3x minus 4 minus 8 equals 6 parentheses x minus 2 plus 7. And there are multiple choice answers here to mimic the digital SAT. Take a moment, pause the computer screen, and try to see if you can solve for this value itself and select A, B, C, or D. We will review after completing the problem and unpausing the video.
Let's begin reviewing the problem together. As you can see on the screen here, you see the term PEMDAS here, and I just put that in there because I want you to understand that this is the way that you're going to solve the problem. You may have solved the problem correctly, and you may have used PEMDAS as well because you might have heard that term, but I want to review what that term stands for. The term stands for the order of operations that you're going to utilize to solve the problem, which is parentheses, then exponents, then multiplication, then division, addition, and then subtraction. Please note multiplication and division are together going hand in hand, and addition and subtraction also go hand in hand as well. So now that you've seen that, let's see if you got the correct answer. The correct answer is C. Let's try to review how we got there. First of all, in the equation itself, we have these parentheses, which could be a stumper or something that stumps you in your tracks and halts you in a way that you can't proceed forward with the problem. And that's okay. Now you know that the parentheses has to be removed. The way that we remove that is distributing on the left-hand side the 5 and then the 6 to what is inside the parentheses. The parentheses represents multiplication. So we have 5 times 3x, so you're going to get 15x. Distribute that 5 again to the 4, so that's going to be 5 times negative 4, which is negative 20. Bring over the negative 8. Bring over the equal sign. Then we're going to distribute the 6 on this side. So we have 6 times x, which is 6x, 6 times negative 2, which is negative 12, plus 7. Now we're going to go ahead and combine like terms now that we've gotten rid of our parentheses. Remember, in PEMDAS, the next thing we're going to solve is E, exponents, which we don't have here. And then if we have the next thing, we have multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. So we want to go ahead and combine like terms. Because we don't really have multiplication and division by itself, we really just have to combine like terms that are there on the same side. So we have negative 20 and negative 8 that combine together. That gives you negative 28. We want to go ahead and combine negative 7 plus 12, or I should say negative 12 plus 7, and that gives you negative 5. And now you have this simplified equation here. Remember, we're trying to get the terms by itself and trying to get all the constants on the other side. So in this case, we can go ahead and bring the exponents to the other side, and we can bring the constants over to the other side, which is what you see here. So we have 15 minus 6x because we brought over this positive 6x over to give you negative 6x, and we brought over the negative 28 to be now positive 28, and now we can combine like terms. Negative 15 minus 6x is going to be equivalent to 9x, and negative 5 plus 28 is going to be 23. So x equals negative, I should say positive 23 over 9. Just to note, the problem actually doesn't ask you for the value of x, but x minus 3. So you have to go ahead and plug that in to then solve, and you have 23 over 9 minus 3, and then if you plug it into your calculator, you'll get negative 4 divided by 9, which is equivalent to C. So now you know how to solve the problem using your graphing calculator, I should say a regular calculator. But is there a way to use for the digital SAT a shortcut form using Desmos? There is, and that's the other way that we're going to solve. If you're working with the Desmos calculator, which you are allowed to use for the digital SAT for both math portions, I want to preface this by saying that you can use it to your advantage. You can use the Desmos calculator to solve problems faster rather than manually solving it like we did before. With that being said, let's say that you're given a simple problem like 3 times 2, and we know that that's equivalent to 6. It isn't always easier to type it into the calculator 3 times 2 equals 6 because that actually takes more time. The goal for adding Desmos for the new digital SAT is to allow you to make an educated understanding that you're going to use the calculator efficiently to solve problems quicker. Okay, with that being said, you can type in the left-hand side as equal to y and the right-hand side equal to y or a function of, and solve to find the point of intersection to find the value of x. So what I mean by that is we could say that this is one equation and go ahead and set it up so it's y equals, or in this case we have f of x equals the equation listed on the left-hand side. In the same way, we can go ahead and hit enter and type in the second equation, which is the equation on the right-hand side, and set it y equals to then see where the point of intersection is, where x is equal in both equations. So in this case, we know that when we zoom out, we see that the x value is 2.556. I go ahead and subtract with minus 3, so 2.556 minus 3, and that gives me negative 0.444. I can go ahead and type all my equations. I know that it's negative, so I can eliminate answer choice B and A off the bat and go ahead and type in C and D to see which one is equivalent to that decimal. And by doing that, I see answer choice C is equivalent, making sure that the answer C is the correct choice. So this is one way to solve when you have linear equations and you're trying to find a variable that is similar and you want to find the exact variable to then solve for a linear equation based problem. I hope this helps, and we would suggest to subscribe as we are posting more videos throughout the new year. Thank you. Hey, Geeking Out on STEM family, guess what? We want you to hit that subscribe button. Why? Because we'll be producing more content just like this for the AP Biology exam and the new digital SAT exam. By subscribing, you'll be getting exclusive up-to-date tips, tricks, and secrets for both exams. Also, if you're a parent, a teacher, a homeschool instructor, or a student, you might be looking for affordable and exclusive digital products to help improve multiple choice questions, free response questions, or question bank questions related to both the digital SAT or AP Biology exam. We have them here. Make sure to check out our link tree in our bio for curated resources that you won't find anywhere else. These unique resources are designed to help you raise your score. By hitting the subscribe button, the more subscribers we get, by the way, the more videos we can make. So make sure to join our family to ensure that you get a perfect score for both exams. We can't wait to help you succeed.